Amen.
I love that, man. Awesome. Are we ready today? Let's hear an amen, okay? Amen. So if you're not ready, of course, then, of course, you're going to walk out going, what was that sermon about? And I don't want you walking out thinking that. So, you all know this tune. I would ask that you hear it. If you want to sing along with it, it's great. But there is some very, very, very significant meaning for me in this. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide and home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Last year I sang that song in Afghanistan. I led a worship service for those who had passed in that land, serving our nation. They paid the ultimate price, and their homecoming was in a casket, covered in a flag. I spoke with the leaders who were there, and I said to the senior leaders, that means people who were those leaders in our community, military community, and I asked each one, I said, would you do this because our junior NCOs, non-commissioned officers, our junior officers need to see that leaders are honoring those who have paid the price. Senior leaders. All but one said yes. And I asked, well, that one, I said, what's going on? He goes, well, let somebody else. Leaders in the church. People who know the promises of God. Don't let somebody else. Honor those people who have served faithfully. Don't wait till they're passing to say something great. Say something now. Love, so that people know this place, not as God's house, but as God's loving home. When you walk through those doors, do you think, I want to be here, or, oh my God, I'm here because it's another Sunday or another Saturday night? I truly want you to walk through that door and say, I'm home. I'm home. There's a difference in those statements. There's a difference in that vision. And certainly, I'd like you to think about your home for just a second. Because there's a couple statements out there that maybe you've been exposed to. Home is where they love you the most and treat you the worst. Please don't say that's your home, but I'm just saying. Or, anybody can build a home. Love or house. Anyone can build a house. Love makes it a home. These statements are not necessarily mutually exclusive, brothers and sisters, but I'm saying to you, you've heard them. And what does it make you think about when you think about the home you grew up in, the home you lived with your companion on your way, the home you live in now. When you walk in the door, is this feeling of, this is where God wants me? Or is there another feeling? Homecoming. Got on a plane. I was sitting there, and this young man of 40-ish said, "Man, it's going to be great to be home." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, I've been away for a week. Just want to be with my family." I said, "What do you do?" "Well, I'm a business person. You know, I do this and that." I said, "Great." He said, "Yeah, it's going to be great to be home." I didn't have he didn't ask, and I didn't offer that I'd been away for 9 months. And that my homecoming was a little different. Walking in and seeing my wife after 9 months, a little different. And she always says the same thing: "I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that's over." Brothers and sisters, Jesus comes to us today and says that love and the Father's love are found in His home. His home. And He wants you to know that He wants to be in your home, here and at where you live and where you walk and where you breathe and how you live your life. He wants you to put away your fear and love. Because that's what makes a house a home. God's love. God's. A bishop here in Michigan, when I was serving in Au Gres, he did something so radical, he sold his estate. The bishop in Saginaw, you can look it up, he sold his estate. And he went to live with those brothers in his diocese. He went to live at each place for about a month. He just would hang out with them and talk with them about love and about what it means to be a leader and how the church is in foundation with the bishop and with the pope. And when I was hearing this, I'm going, man, that's awesome. It would be so wonderful to have that special time with a leader. So I went and talked with the brothers, the priests in our community, and they were hot. And they said, "Why would I want him to come visit me? What are we going to do for a month? He's just going to criticize me, and then he's going to go to the next house." And I was going, wow, my perspective and your perspective are completely different. It is my prayer, brothers and sisters, that our perspective will be the same. That we will be of one mind, one heart, one vision. That everyone is welcome in this place. That when they walk through that door, they will know the love of Christ and that they are home. If you don't feel that way, come talk to me. Because maybe there's something I've said or something that you have perceived that doesn't let you feel comfortable in this place, and I would never want that. Let me say it again. I never want that. What I want you to say is when you walk through that door and go into the world, that you are at home wherever you are. When you walk into a restaurant and someone says, "Where were you?" "I was at church." Let me tell you about being at home. When you see your friends and they say, where were you on Sunday or Saturday night? Hey, I was home. And let me tell you the message about being at home. Let me tell you about the love of Jesus. From generation to generation, we read this text and we hear that I'm going away and I'm coming to you. Jesus died for us on the cross and proclaimed a promise of home that is eternal. Home with Him forever and ever. This week, we gathered to celebrate a life that was lived among us. His name was Don. Some of you were able to come. Thank you. His life mattered. He made a difference. And when I visited, I felt at home. I knew the love of Christ was in that home. This week I've run into a couple other people as well. They opened their home to the pastor, and I came and visited, and I knew what it meant to be at home. I wish Hattie was here, because I would say, you guys know Hattie, right? What a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she said to me, well, Pastor, you're doing okay so far. I about died. It just made me laugh so hard I just bounced out of the chair. It was so funny. And she said, I'm joking. I said, yes, I do. But there is laughter in God's house, too. There can be tears. There can be laughter. And there is honest discussion about struggle. Today, if you're struggling in your faith, talk to me. If you don't feel at home here, come talk to me. For in this place, love is proclaimed. In this place, you are loved. In this place, there is hope for today and tomorrow and beyond death. I hope that you know God's children say.